Hello there, Michaelers. How's everyone doing? Pearl Jr. here. Well, today is the day of the Grammys, okay? The Grammys are coming on tonight in a couple hours on the East Coast. I know they give out some pre-awards. I don't have it on, but after I go live, I think I'm gonna cook a nice chicken rosemary lavender baked chicken, and I'm gonna make I already got my black eyed peas soaking, and I'm gonna make some collard greens. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing that shortly. But it's a Sunday meal. It's cold out here in California. It is raining. It is raining. It's supposed to rain for the next 4 or 5 days. So I can get a lot done inside the house because I won't be doing a farmer's market. And I didn't do one today. I'm going to miss out on money because if we don't do a farmer's market, we don't make any money. All right. So that leads me to the Stays All Day Shay. Let's do work and play. Because everybody's got skin. You got to remember, my company is my sponsor of these lives. And of course, I still need money for a live 5, guys. I do still need money. So go to michaeljacksoninsider.com and purchase the Alive docuseries. If you have not watched it, don't assume. You're going to be floored, just like what a news report said about the Grammys tonight. So order your Stays All Day Shay fragrance body butter. I'll have the link below, which is staysalldayshay.com. And over 40 sensational fragrances, sensational choices. So please order yours. And please watch the Alive docuseries, which is on michaeljacksoninsider.com. Okay, now let's get to the Grammys. Okay, somebody by the name of Fur GR sent me this news article. It's from Lafayette, Louisiana, so I don't know. But they're talking about the Grammys, and she wanted me to pay attention to this quote. It says, there's an absolute global icon. I think jaws would drop to the floor. People will be on their feet, he said. The only condition they gave is that it was a surprise. So at the end of the show, of course we can think it's Michael, but I don't think that's how Michael's going to do it. But I don't know. He called me a couple days ago and didn't really have much to say, and then put me on hold. And after I wait for a few minutes, I just hang up because that's his way of getting off the phone without saying I got to go. Okay. So anyway, we talked a few days ago. He really didn't. He just said he wanted to talk to his friend Pearl. Okay. So, I call him Peter Michael Bobby. Okay. All right. So something is supposed to happen. So let's just watch the Grammys. We're going to enjoy the show. It's a night of women. One of the most highest number of women nominees. I really like SZA. Of course, Taylor Swift knocked it out the box. And there's some other, I really like SZA because the way she sings is like she whining, like she pouting. And I think it's so cute. I really like her. So anyway, so let's get down to some business. So we're going to watch the Grammys tonight. Okay. I watched Bigi's film called Rochelles, right? And it's a short film, and it debuted yesterday. I didn't go. I had to work. But it debuted yesterday at the Santa Monica Film Festival. And he won, I think, Best Dramatic Film. So congratulations, Bigi. So you can watch it on Amazon Prime. Okay, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can watch it. I paid $4.99 so I can own it. But you can rent it, I think, for 7 days or something for $1.99. Or you can own it, buy it like I bought it for $4.99. Okay, so what the film's about, it's about 2 guys. And the 2 guys want to win this contest to work at this world-renowned famous restaurant. And they're like chefs. Okay, they're chefs. One is more lackadaisical, more relaxed. The other one's really, really, really seriously intense. Okay, and he wants to win no matter what, right? So they have this competition going on. And at one point, one of the guys wears one glove. Okay. I don't know if that's a Michael reference or not, but thanks, Joni. Joni pointed that out to me. Okay. Other than that, not really any Michael references. As a matter of fact, it doesn't seem to have anything to do with music, but it was synonymous with a competition that I thought was a bit interesting. A competition, and it was a serious competition. And the dialogue, Bigi wrote, directed, and produced this film. And it's 40 minutes. And you guys know the guy that I hired, Philip Andre Botello, that I hired, that I paid to play Jack London, aka Michael Jackson, in my film, A Prisoner of Fame, is in the film. But he doesn't have any speaking roles. He just appears in like 4 or 5 scenes, maybe 3 or 4, I don't know, less than 5 scenes as kind of an extra. But Andre Philip Botello is an excellent actor. So I don't know if what his lines were, cut out the film. I have no idea. But he's in the film as just a presence, So is this Bigi's first death hoax clue? He did one with Prince in it, right? And it was on January 17th, I think, or 7/17, July 17th. And, Michael and his 1s and 7s and 17 and 11, 11, 11 and 7, 7, 7, or 17 letters in Michael Joe Jackson. The 1s and 7s are Michael's thing, right? And on that, I think it was 7/17, a few years ago. 2021, I think it was. I can't remember. Maybe it was 2000. I don't remember what year it was. But anyway, so they're doing their movie reviews because they did a family movie review, and it was Taj Jackson. Taj, where's the doggone documentary? Taj, where's the documentary? We're waiting on it. Fans gave you $250,000. Come on. We can get it done. You can do it, Taj. You can do it. Okay. And so it was Taj, and it was Prince, and it was Bigi. And Bigi comes to life when he's talking about films. He's really excited about films and filmmaking, and he really likes films, right? Prince jumps out of the back and he goes, "I'm not dead," as a death hoax clue, right? So that was fun. And Bigi was there, and they laughed about it. But because that was from Michael for us believers. But other than that, Bigi really hasn't participating in leaving a death hoax clue. So and the guy that I hired and paid to play Jack London, aka Michael Jackson, in my film, A Prisoner of Fame, it's about Michael faking his death, period. Okay. So he's just a presence in the film. Okay. So I don't know, but I'm glad he's in it. I'll take it. Right. Okay. So, anyway, the film has the one glove. Okay. So you got to watch it to catch the one glove. It's kind of slickly handled, but I don't know if it's a death hoax clue, but it's still, the guy wears one glove. He does. He does. Okay. I hope it is not about, both Prince and Bigi both wanting to be filmmakers and them both being, in competition. I'm not sure, because Prince is working on the Michael biopic. And now that Bigi's film is done, now that Bigi's film is finished, I know he has to promote it and all that other stuff. Is he going to be working on the Michael biopic? I don't know. Okay. But Prince is on set. Okay. And he's really excited about the Michael biopic. So am I. That brings us to Nia Long, who's going to be playing Katherine Jackson. Okay, Nia Long is going to be playing Katherine Jackson, and I love her. She, when he got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith, right? And Jada Pinkett went out to get the role of Will Smith's girlfriend in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She didn't get it because they said she was too strong and too tall, too short, and the height comparison was a little weird. At least that's what I read. I don't know if it's true or not. But anyway, when she didn't get it, she was upset, and Will came after her and like, what's wrong, blah, blah, blah. And they fell in love and got married, and they've been together over 20-some years, and now all kinds of the slap, and they don't joke about my wife, but they really are separated, and they've been separated for years, and blah, 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 right? But anyway, so she got the role of Will Smith's And she's been in a lot of other films. I really like Nia. So this is her name, Nia Long. So I thought this was pretty good. That's real Catherine. That's the actress Nia, and she's playing Catherine Jackson. I think she looks very good. I think that's excellent casting. And then there's a Joe that's been hired. There's a little Michael that's been hired. And there is Big Michael, which is Jafar, which is Jermaine's son. And we're going to talk about Jermaine. We get into Jermaine. And Joe. So we have little Michael, grown-up Michael. We have Catherine and Joe all cast, okay? And I really like the casting. I think the casting is pretty good. I don't think I have saved the picture of all of them. No, I didn't. Okay, but you can Google to see who the guy is. I don't know who the guy is, but he's supposed to be, I imagine he's going to be great, but he's going to be the villain. Joe is always the bad guy. Okay. And it just bugs me because it's like, black father hate. Black father hate, let's make it worse than it was, and let's make him the villain and the demon so that black men continue not being a father to their children, or not thinking it's valuable, or not thinking it's worthwhile to raise your children and give your children their all. Joe was not perfect, but back in the 50s and 60s, we all got our butts whipped if we didn't do what we was going to do. And it wasn't just black families. Okay. So, anyway, I look at the greater good with Joe Jackson. Okay. And the greater good is how he taught his children how to fish, how to win at the game of entertainment, how to perform at a top level, the best in the whole world. He had that expectation, seeing how great his children's natural talent was, to see that they could make it to the top, and doggone it, they did. And we, as the world, have been the benefactor. Poor children, sick children, poor people, sick people, just people like me, black people, black children. I mean, just the greater good of what came out of Joe and his work, and also Catherine being the yin and yang. Joe's bad cop, Catherine's good cop. It works, but Joe said Catherine whooped the kids more than he did because she was home with the kids while he was out working in the steel mill. But anyway, so but Joe's going to be the villain, but I hope that they do something. In what I wrote, A Prisoner of Fame, A Price of Fame, and something that I wrote, it's the later years, and I show Joe being more nurturing and more of an influence, as an advisor, which he ended up being, because after the kids got grown, Janet fired him, the Jacksons fired him, Michael fired him. Thanks, Dad, but we gotta go. Okay. And they were grown and they could do that, but all right. But anyway. All right. So, Jermaine. Okay. Jermaine Jackson, S-U-N. Okay. All right. So I had to sign up to this place, and I got the actual lawsuit. Jermaine, on December 27th of last year, which was, 5 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. Okay. Got hit with a lawsuit of sexual battery of a woman named Rita Butler Barrett. Rita Butler Barrett. Okay. She had a husband that worked with Berry Gordy. In 1988, when Jermaine was divorcing Hazel, and both of the two baby mamas was pregnant, had infants the same time, around that time, okay, Jermaine apparently broke into this woman's house and raped her, sexually assaulted her. Now, I read the actual complaint. It didn't say how he broke into the house, just that he broke into the house and he sexually assaulted her. It didn't get into the details of he ripped off her clothes, he chased her around the house, he penetrated her, he flipped her over and sodomized. It didn't have any of those details at all. It just said a sexual assault had happened he broke in the house and he just had to have her and he raped her, right? So that's the accusation. Jermaine, being what he considers himself, a womanizer, he can get any girl he want type of thing. And especially after he had Hazel Gordy, right? Was his wife, right? But, for me, it's a little hard for me to believe. And they say that Berry Gordy, he knew about it because the next day, instead of going to the cops, this guy broke in my house and raped me, she goes to Berry Gordy, right? She goes to his father-in-law, right? Which is not going to be good. And goes to his boss, right? Because Jermaine stayed at Motown until he finally left Motown, I think when they sold it and went to Arista Records, I believe. Okay. She didn't go to the cops. She goes to Berry Gordy and says, your son-in-law, Jermaine, broke in my house and raped me, sexually assaulted me. And he suffocates the information because he wants to preserve Jermaine's reputation. And I don't know if a deal was worked out, but Barry squashed it. I don't know how Barry could squash it unless Barry, Gordy said, paid her. And if you've been paid, you've been paid, right? If you've been paid hush money, you've been paid hush money. I don't know. But I don't know how Berry Gordy could stop you from that's my computer light, and I love my computer light on. It goes off after there's no movement after a while. I don't know how Barry's gonna stop you from calling the police. As a matter of fact, how come you didn't call the police first? Hell, I don't understand. How come you didn't call the police first? Or right after you left the house, call the police, right? Just like with Michael's accusations, right? They didn't call the police. They went to a lawyer to try to get paid. Right? So did she go to Berry Gordy to try to work up some kind of deal? I don't know, but it's not mentioned in the lawsuit. Okay. Now it was filed on December 27th, right? December 27th. What I don't understand is, and I do understand it because you know what? If I don't understand something, guess what I do? I look it up, right? I look it up. There's been no answer. And so since I have been watching so many of Michael's trials that have gone on since 2005 and attended many, many hearings and trials and had my own lawsuits, I'm getting a little familiar. I'm not a lawyer, nowhere close to a lawyer, but I'm getting familiar with some of how the legal system works. I'm getting familiar with it. You have 30 days after somebody accuses you of something and files with the courts. You have 30 days to answer. Okay, my lips are dry. I'm put some on something on my lips. Okay, you have 30 days. So 30 days would have been January 26th because there's 31 days in December. So it would have been the 26th of January. Well, that was a week ago. That was a week ago. And there's no answer filed. There's nothing. There's nothing but a whole bunch of stuff that they filed on the 27th. Rita and her attorneys filed on the 27th. Okay. Now, named in the case is a company called Work, Inc. and another one of Jermaine's production companies and Jermaine Jackson, the individual. Well, I know these people, they think I'm dumb. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to Michael faked his death because since they can't figure it out and there was a trial, I gotta be crazy. Little do they know the alleged victim, alleged date. They don't know what they just let go in one ear and out the other when the verdict was aired live of Conrad Murray killing Michael Jackson. Okay, alleged victim, alleged date, which means the California courts knows that body's not Michael Jackson's. Okay, but let's move on. Jermaine, starting in 2012, and it was finally finalized in 2013, he changed his name. Right? He changed his name. Remember, y'all? Remember, I reported on this in 2013. He changed his name to Jermaine Jackson, S-U-N, instead of S-O-N. So his last name now is legally J-A-C-K-S-U-N, right? So her lawsuit has Jackson, S-O-N, okay? And me learning about the California courts, it says you must use a defendant's exact legal name. Okay. Now you don't have to have it full. You can use a middle initial. Okay. Or no middle name at all. Okay. But you got to have what the part of the name, the first and the last name have to be correct. Okay. They have to be correct. Now, if you choose to use a middle name, that has to be correct too. Okay. But you don't have to use a middle name. But if you do, you better make sure that middle name's spelled right and it's the right middle name too. Okay, so this brings me to why I believe Jermaine has not answered this complaint. You know why? Because he ain't Jermaine Jackson, S-O-N. He's Jermaine Jackson, like the big, bright, hot star up in the sky that warms up the entire planet, okay? Most of the year, okay? So that's why he probably, and is he in the USA? Is he back in Bahrain or some other country, or, where is Jermaine, right? Have they physically served him? Have they found him to serve? I don't know. But I do know that they got his name spelled wrong, which means Jermaine said, that ain't me. I legally changed my name to S-U-N. Okay? So that's why we have not heard from Jermaine Jackson in response to this lawsuit. Okay? I believe. Okay? This is what I have learned. Boom, boom. All right. So, let's see. Am I already done? Nope, I am not already done. Okay. So 3 years ago, you guys tell me if you think this is Michael singing, playing games. Michael is so funny how he plays games. And when he sings Peter Michael Bobby, of course it comes from the Glove One's account. Of course. Because if you watch my Alive 3 and Alive 4, because if Michael's not dead, then who is he? And tell me how you prove that this guy is his. And I got 2 full documentaries full of why. Okay. Plentiful evidence, plentiful facts. Okay. Plentiful facts, proof, evidence, and clues, and connections with the family. Okay. Him predicting and knowing everything that's going to happen before anybody else knows. He knows what's going to happen before because he's running things, because he's the trustee and trustor of his estate. John Bronca answers to Michael Jackson. John McClane answers to Michael Jackson because he's the trustee and trustor of his estate. Okay. So he is the HNIC. Okay. Head Negro. That's not a bad word. Negro in charge. So if anybody and you white people ever hear he's the HNIC, that's the head Negro in charge. That's what that means. Okay. So Michael Jackson, plays a lot of games. Okay. Now the games are going to get a little weirder now that AI is so huge and it's now doing music and all this other stuff. And I just don't even want to hear a Michael Jackson AI song. I don't even want to hear it. Because I like Michael singing. I like the purity, how it comes out of his heart and his soul. I like his passion. I like the way he delivers it. I like the funny way he pronounces things. That's very unique. I love the quality of his voice. Okay. I love the way that Michael Jackson sings, and I've always loved it. It's very pleasing to my ears. I've always loved it, even when I was a little girl at 6 years old, watching him and his brothers on the Ed Sullivan Show. Okay. So, this is a song that Peter Michael Bobby on this day, 3 years ago, he sang, but he always makes the quality crappy so that no one could ever package it and sell it. So you tell me if you think that this is Michael Jackson singing, okay? It's the song Michael's on the Line song that he did, I think, for the Million Man March. I think, I have to go back and check that, but I'll check it. Don't let me forget. Matter of fact, I better check it now. Okay, let me check it now. On the line, Michael Jackson. Oops. Okay. Hold on. On the line, Michael Jackson, Million Man March. I think that's what it was. Spike Lee's, from Spike Lee's Get On the,
Fargo is the new virtual assistant.
Get on the Bus, okay? From Spike Lee's Get on the Bus. I think that was for the Million Man's March, I think. Let me see. Babyface wrote it, performed by Michael Jackson for the film, but did not feature in the soundtrack due to label conflict. So this is one of Michael's songs that really didn't do what he wanted it to do. So let me do Wikipedia. Let's go back and let me see. Let's see. Let's go Wikipedia. Okay. Get on the bus. Yeah, the Million Man March. Okay, my memory's good. Okay, so it was for Spike Lee's, and it was Get on the Bus. That means get on the bus to go to the Million Man March in Washington, D.C. And it was really about black men apologizing to black women for abandonment, for just not treating us well, being, you know, it's a lot. Our history in this country was more of psychological abuse. It was physical abuse for a few hundred years, and then lately after 60, it was always psychological abuse. Psychological abuse was always there, always since the beginning. But the physical abuse, as far as them getting away with it and there was no punishment, ended. It was supposed to end in 1863, but it really didn't end until 1963, 100 years later. But it's psychological abuse, okay? And we're, just like I said about Joe Jackson, being one of the greatest father managers in the history of the world, and by making him such a demon. And I know that when Michael first started talking about Joe, he didn't realize that part of the trickery of that. So, you know, I'm sure Michael is not the only child that ever sang a song that got his butt whipped. Come on. And Joe was tough. I met Joe. Joe was very intimidating, very tough, very thick-skinned. You guys might have seen this. They were in the studio and Janet was maybe four or 5 years old, and her and Randy were playing, you know, boom, boom, doom, 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 you know, playing that game, right? And Joe's looking on the side and he's smiling because Janet's hanging with Randy. And Randy was several feet tall, a foot taller than her. And Randy's born in 61 and Janet's born in 66, 5 years older than her. And Janet was hanging. And Joe's looking on the side with pride because he knows how talented his children are. Okay. So anyway, this is the song that I'm going to play for you guys. And, where is the song? Oh, here it is. Here's the song. But you tell me if this is Michael. And this was recorded 3 years ago and released by Peter Michael Bobby, and who I believe is Michael Jackson. And I believe Bobby Anderson's the front for Michael Jackson, and together behind the scenes, Bobby and Michael are make up Peter Medani, okay? And Michael uses him whenever he needs to as his front, okay? Okay, here's the song.
It's time you open up. No sense pretending it's over. Hard times just don't. You gotta take that chip off your shoulder. It's time you open up some things. Nothing good ever gets easy. Yeah.
All right. So that's Michael. Okay. Michael always makes sure it's distorted. It's not in good quality, but he's a singer. He's a singer, and music heals his soul. Music is good to him. So I have probably 100 different recordings of Michael singing so many songs like this. Okay. Sometimes he'll throw a monkey wrench and it ain't him. It ain't him, just to mix it up, just to confuse, just so you could be wrong sometimes, but that one's him, because I kept that one. Okay. You could tell because Michael pronounces his words a certain way that even AI can't really catch, and the distortion and the dropping of the sound in and out and all that, that's done on purpose. So nobody could repackage it and sell it. That's why he does it like that. But he wants to sing and he wants to share and he wants us believers to know that he's alive and he misses music. He misses music, and if you've been singing since you were 5 years old, of course you're going to miss something that's like, it's natural to you as your arms, your hands, but anyway, so thank you, Peter, Michael, Bobby, for that. And we are going to, let's see, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. There's nothing else to report at this time. Let me just go to my X page and just see, x.com, and make sure that I'm not forgetting to mention something that I reported on. Yeah, and then 40 years ago, at the 26th annual, I forgot to tell you guys that I got this one, that I got this. So this is what Michael wore. This is what Michael wore at the Grammys 40 years ago when he got all those awards. Not 40 years ago. 40 years ago at the 40. Oh my God. 40 years ago. Oh my God. In 1984, this is what Michael wore, and I have it here. See, that's what Michael wore. See, can you see it with the glare? He wore the blue sequins military outfit with the sash right here across the side with white underneath, and he had on his glasses, and he had on the one glove. Just like in Bigi's movie, the guy has on one glove. And it wasn't neither here nor there. Why? The movie would have been the same without that incident happening and the one glove. So, but anyway, so this is in recognition to Michael winning the 8 Grammys at the 1984 Grammys. And we're going to watch the Grammys tonight. There's supposed to be a surprise at the end. I am not thinking that it is Michael Jackson, though. I am not, but hey, wouldn't it be nice? Oh my God. John Branca also. Oh, I got to play this. Okay. I got to play this. Okay. I posted it. It's older, but it's just so important that I play this. Okay. Let's see. How do I get to mine? Here it is. Okay. So this is John Branca. And if I play it, okay, here it goes. Oh my goodness. Missed the sound. Okay, here's the sound. It's going to hourglass. If it hourglasses, you guys just hold tight, okay?
Very few people listen to anymore have argued that because the Michael Jackson estate and myself and John McClane are involved, that this movie will be a whitewash. Well, we don't whitewash things. Take a look at our Broadway play, which is a smash success. We show the true Michael, and that's what we're going to do here. This is going to be an authentic look at the boy who...
All right, guys. We're just going to listen, okay, without me putting it on there, okay? But listen, it's just a little bit over
100% supportive and involved in the making of this biopic. We want people to know and come to know the real Michael Jackson, not this tabloid version that people sometimes fall into believing. And it's our intention, along with Graham King and Antoine Fuqua, to make this the biggest grossing biopic in the history of the film business. And we have no doubt we will succeed.
and we have no doubt we will succeed in making this
Some
biopic
people,
the
particularly
number one highest grossing biopic ever. Okay, Michael, you got to come back then. I mean, how you going to promote this to that? Right? Okay. Now, I do worry about the biopic. I really do. I really worry about it. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to promote it no matter what. But I'm also, you guys know, I'm the truth teller. I'm the truth teller with Michael Jackson. I'm going to tell the truth no matter what. Okay. No matter what, I'm going to tell the truth. Right. Is they going to tell the truth about the fake marriages, Lisa and Debbie's marriages, one in Dominican Republic, which was fake. But I think Lisa was good to Michael. She was there for him. I know she talked junk afterwards, but, you know, she got ahead and make it seem like, you know, they had it out, you know, and that's why they got a divorce. And she went a little overboard sometimes, you know, in that. But it was faked, period. The laws, it was not real. Legitimate. I looked everywhere for Debbie's marriage to Michael. If it was registered here in the United States, couldn't find it. Okay. Couldn't find it. So, I'm going to look up something else. I'm going to look up something. Oh, shoot. I'm going to look up something. I'm about to put my note here. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm going to look up something. I can't tell you guys what I'm going to look up, but I'm going to look it up though. Okay. Are they going to tell the truth about that? Are they going to tell the truth about, you know, I don't know if they're going to get into the paternity of Paris Prince Blanket. I don't know if they're going to get into that because that's a little. And then are they going to tell the truth about Brandon Howard and Billie Jean? Okay. Those are the things I worry about. Those are the things I'm kind of concerned about. Okay. The rest of it, they're probably going to tell the truth about everything, especially that Michael didn't molest kids. Michael was not interested in kids. As a matter of fact, I saw a video of Michael flirting with Diana Ross. And I believe before Michael got pregnant, before Mickey Howard got pregnant, Michael was on his way to being a womanizer. He was on his way to being a womanizer. Right? Even though he has male genes just like everybody else and male urges just like any other human being. But he was flirty back then. Don't stop till you get up. Hey, baby. Yes, baby. You know, and he was just, you know, the way he flirted with Diana Ross, the way that he wanted to get with her, and I think when he was shook badly when Mickey turned her pregnant. You know, and I think that he thought, not because he's a black child, I don't believe that was the reason for it. The reason for it is, I believe, is because he didn't want to mess up his Bachelor image. And he had the biggest distribution deal getting ready to happen in his entire life, that he had worked his entire life since he was 5 years old for, that was coming to fruition. How 5 and how old was 20? So 15 years later, working his butt off, he finally was going to get there. And then boom, Mickey gets pregnant, right? Mickey gets pregnant. They have sex. Mickey gets pregnant. And he thought that he couldn't be a father because now every girl is not going to have dreams of being with him, right? And he didn't want to marry Mickey. And he wasn't as sophisticated in trickery and crisis repair as he got to be later, as he became. And John Branca, like he said in the MJ the musical, just make it happen, just fix it, just go do it, do what you got to do. You know, and I believe that he got that savvy later on. He got that savvy. But at that time, you got to remember he's 19, 20 years old, you know, because she got pregnant in 80 or 81. Let me just look it up. I think Brandon was born, Brandon Howard. I think he was born in 81. Brandon was born in Brandon Howard birthday. Okay, Brandon Howard birthday. He was born April 2nd. I remember that, April 2nd. And I think Bigi's birthday is April 3rd or Paris's. One of them is April 3rd. Isn't that fun? Yeah, 81. Okay, so it happened between Off the Wall and Thriller. We know that, okay, because he's talking a lot about 40 days and 40 nights and 40 this, and he's talking about Billie Jean is always talking when nobody else is talking. Don't, if you can't feed the baby, don't have the baby. Well, you got the money, Michael. She don't need to have a lot of money. You got the money, okay. But he was denying it. He was denying that the child was his, and he couldn't help but sing a song about it with so much passion. And because he was saying, no, the child's not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine. And looked at the baby, said, oh, his eyes are like mine. Oh, no. Okay. So we know that Michael was obsessed with Billie Jean, put it on 2 songs, and he's talking about in 40 weeks to pregnancy, 40 days and 40 nights. I think that's in Thriller. Or that's in Billie Jean. Let me see. Billie Jean lyrics. Let's control F and let's put in the word 40. Oh yeah, 40 days and 40 nights is in Billie Jean's, right? For 40 days and 40 nights, the law was on her side. Okay. He's saying during pregnancy. And he said, but who can stand when she's in demand, her schemes and plans, because we danced on the floor in the round. I believe it was supposed to say, so take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. The lie becomes the truth. See, people didn't pay attention to that. They didn't pay attention to the eyes like mine. The lie becomes the truth. Okay. Oh yeah. People always told me, be careful what you do and don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. She came and stood right by me. Just the smell of her sweet perfume, that it was supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to go, Michael. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room, right? So she was living at Havenhurst at the same time Michael was living at Havenhurst. Okay. So we got them in the same place at the same time when she conceived. All right. The part when he said, my son is next to 3, the baby is next to 3. He said, we danced till 3. No, he meant to say the baby was next to 3, which means 2. Okay. And Brandon would have been 2 in 83. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. But he changed it. Okay. He changed it. Where is it said that, next to 3? Let me control F, find the word 3. Oh yeah. So she told my baby we danced till 3. Then she looked at me. She told my baby we danced till 3. No. He said, which I believe is, she told me my baby was next to 3. And he changed it at the last minute. And I think it was changed when Cecil's dad was in the room. Cecil's dad was in the room, the first listening party of the executives on Thriller, because Cecil's dad is in the credits of Thriller. He was the executive that Quincy and Michael reported to about the progress of the song, when the song was going to be ready, when it was finished. So Cecil's dad was in the room when that song, I believe, okay, when that song was first played, and it was a disaster. It was a mess. And Michael was in the corner crying, balled up crying because it was a mess. And then Bruce Swedian, he saw Michael hurt, devastated, and they went and they mixed the song. They remixed, he said, give me 9 days. And he went and Bruce remixed the whole song. And there's a documentary about it. That Bruce, and it was really good. And the part that kind of makes me cry a little bit is when Bruce said that he listened to the whole song to mix it, and he said, he almost cried. He said, not one note was wrong. Not one. Michael did not mess up one note. Every note was perfect. And when Bruce said that, I just could cry just thinking about how Michael put his heart and his soul into that, okay, into doing the best he could. And when it needed to be remixed, so Bruce took 9 days and he remixed that whole album, and then it became the masterpiece it was supposed to be, okay, and it is the #1 greatest selling album, I believe, in the United States, even though RIAA says the Eagles' greatest hits, which is a compilation album, which is not even an album of original songs, is #1. Okay. And it doesn't even, that compilation, that greatest hits, doesn't even have their #1 hit, which was Hotel California on it. I think it was Hotel California. Okay. And I can't figure out how the greatest hits also Thriller. I have no correlating of anything to show their YouTube videos, their, you know, where is the big, you know, where the Hotel California, the Eagles fans just going out buying them without nobody reminding them. Nobody needs to remind you to go buy it. You don't need any kind of publicity or anything. You're just going to go keep buying it, keep buying it, keep buying it. And that album came out I believe in 1976. Michael's came out in 1982, November of 82. Okay. So and it's undoubtedly the number one selling album in the world, but I believe they're tripping. Okay. They just don't want a black man to be at the top of the list. Okay. A black guy, okay, and on a black album, a black guy on a black album. I know Michael's skin changed color, but it don't change what he looked like when he recorded the greatest album to ever be sold. Okay, so anyway, what was it called? Sonic? Let me see. Bruce Swedien. I want you guys to see it. Swedien. I'm gonna try to find it. Sonic document. Sonic Fantasy. I think it's called Sonic Fantasy. Okay, yeah, it's a Sonic Fantasy is what it is. And in that, you guys will see how Bruce was so emotional. He was just so emotional about it that it made me emotional. You know, that not one note, he didn't miss not one note, not one. He was perfectly pitched on every single solitary vocal. Okay, so that lets you know the genius and the perfection that Michael expected of himself, that Joe had drilled into his children, that they are going to be number one. And one of the biggest things that Joe ever did for them kids is when they won second place, when they were real young, years before they were signing to Motown, and they won second place in a talent contest, and it was a color TV, and they didn't have a color TV. And Joe said, no, we don't keep that color TV because y'all number one, and y'all don't get the color TV unless we number one. Woo! Valuable lesson. Valuable lesson. Okay. So anyway, guys, this is Pearl Jr. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to look up something. So the next time I go on live, if I find what I'm looking for, I'll let you know. All right, then. So love you. And let's watch the Grammys and see what happens at the end. Who's this big surprise supposed to be? All right. All right, then. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.